Do you think that exes just randomly come back one day? They wake up and they think, you know what? I'm going to get back with my ex. Nope, that is not how it happens. There's a very specific chain of events that most people have no idea is even happening. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what happens before your ex reaches out and what your silence is really doing behind the scenes. So if you've been wondering, are they thinking about me? Is no contact working? Keep watching because I'm going to tell you what really happens before your ex comes back. Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love. I'm a dating and relationship expert specializing in helping you get your ex back or to get over your ex. And welcome back, my beautiful no contact army. If you've downloaded my app Silencio, I have exciting news. We are making a major change to the app. I'm not going to say what it is yet until it's up. But I think you'll like it. And don't worry, we're keeping everyone's favorites, the panic button and the counter, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. That tells you how long you've been in no contact. So as soon as that is done, I will let you know. And if you too would like to join our beautiful no contact army, all you have to do is hit the subscribe button and the bell notification and you're in. And to read our manual, go to nocontactsecrets.com where you can read 2 free chapters before you purchase the book. All right, so let's get right into it. The first thing that happens before your ex comes back is that they realize that you've stopped chasing them. You're not trying to get them back anymore. You've stopped reaching out, stopped checking in, stopped doing anything to keep the connection alive. You've finally gone quiet. Now, a lot of people hate no contact because they think their ex is going to forget them. If someone is going to forget you just because you stopped chasing them, then they were never really attached in the first place. So what you're clinging to isn't love, it's fear. Fear of being abandoned, fear of losing control, and fear that you weren't enough. But if you stay in no contact just to remind them that you exist, all you're doing is training them to believe that they can have you on their terms, no effort required. No contact isn't about making them forget you. It's about breaking the pattern that made you so easy to walk away from. People remember what they lose. They forget what's always available. So when you disappear, they finally have to sit with the silence and the consequences of their decision. And that's when clarity hits. So the real question isn't, what if they forget me? It's, what if they never respect me because I couldn't walk away? As I've said many times before, you can't have love without respect. And then there are also people who think that they need to stay in touch, otherwise their ex will move on. Well, I have news for you. Staying in touch does not stop someone from moving on, but it does stop you from healing. So they get to feel your presence, your interest, your reassurance, while they slowly detach in peace. I mean, who wouldn't want that? So by the time they actually move on, you're emotionally wrecked, and they're fine because they weaned themselves off you little by little with your help. They used you to get over you, and you're going to be so mad at yourself when you realize that. If someone's going to move on, they're going to do it whether you text them or not. You cannot control that. What you can control is whether you keep your dignity and let them feel your absence. People don't reevaluate something they still have access to. They reevaluate when the access is gone. Okay? So hopefully I've convinced you to get into no contact if you haven't yet and to stay there. So in the beginning, when you do no contact, or before that, they thought that you would never stop. They figured, oh, well, she'll always be there. She's not going anywhere. But then finally the silence hits and they start noticing what's missing. Your energy, your attention, your validation. And at first they feel relieved. They tell themselves they needed the space, but that doesn't last long because the longer your silence continues, the louder it gets. And that's the moment everything starts to shift. Next, we have the grass is greener fantasy, which starts to crumble. They thought that life would be better without you. They thought someone new would make them happier, calmer, more fulfilled. But it does not play out that way. If there was a rebound, the connection is not the same. It might have been exciting or easy at first, but it's surface level. There's no real depth. And without depth, there's no bond. And then the comparisons start. And every comparison reminds them of what they had with you. And in my experience, you only meet someone that you really, really connect with about once every 10 years. Yep. So when they realize they threw that away, the regret starts creeping in, even if they try to hide it. Now, for avoidant exes, their commitment issues resurface. And they have commitment issues not because they don't care, but because closeness feels threatening. And when things get deep, they panic. So they convince themselves they needed space. But now that you're gone, now that you've finally stopped chasing, you're no longer a threat. The pressure is gone. And from their perspective, it feels safe to think about you again. And that's why avoidants often circle back when you finally detach, because that's the first time they feel that they can come closer without losing control. Number 4, they realize it wasn't you, it was them. It's not you, it's me. So during the relationship, they told themselves that you were the problem. You were too emotional, too demanding, too unavailable, whatever fit their narrative. But then they start dating someone new, and what do you know? The same problems show up again. And that's when it finally clicks. Oh my God, they are the common denominator. And that realization hurts. And it's also what cracks their defenses. When they finally see that the issue wasn't you, they begin to see the relationship and you in a completely different light. Isn't that wonderful? Number 5, the uncertainty sets in. So after the breakup, they might have felt confident, certain. But as time passes, that certainty fades. They start replaying moments in their mind, the good times, the laughter, the connection, and suddenly they're not so sure anymore. And then selective memory kicks in. They forget the negatives and remember the positives. And then friends and family start asking, wait, you broke up with them? Why? And that only fuels the doubt. They also realize that every day that goes by increases the chances that you might actually move on. That's why it's so important that they don't know that you still want them back. When they think that you're doing fine, that you can live without them, then their uncertainty grows. And that's exactly what makes them reach out. That's why you want to be careful what you say to mutual friends or family, because word travels fast. So if your ex hears that you're still waiting, it's going to kill the mystery. And I did a whole video on that about what to say to family and friends. And I will put the link in the upper right-hand corner on YouTube. And when I say put the link in the upper right-hand corner, I actually mean that. You have to be looking at the video. And when I say I'm putting the link, a little something's going to pop up. Then, yeah, the title of the video is going to pop up because someone said, hey, you never put the link. It's like, yes, I did. You're not looking in the right place. Right place. Losing my voice here. Okay. And then finally, anxiety takes over. So they start thinking, what if I never find someone like them again? And that fear pushes them toward the only thing that ever felt safe. That would be you. But that anxiety has to build. They have to experience life without you. They have to face the loneliness, the quiet birthdays without a birthday text, right? Stressful moments where you're not there to help. They need to feel the void that you left. If they're not feeling that, if you're still giving them comfort, validation, attention, they'll never miss you enough to come back. That's why no contact is so powerful. It removes the comfort, it forces the contrast, and it lets reality sink in. And this process takes time. And I actually did a video on that too, about no contact and the power of time. And I will put the link in the upper right-hand corner of the video. And just because you don't see evidence of this happening, it doesn't mean it's not happening. They're not going to post, I miss you. They're not going to tell their friends they're regretting it, usually. But behind the scenes, it's happening. And when they finally feel the full weight of losing you, that's when they come back. Hallelujah. So now I want to hear from you. How long have you been in no contact and how is it going? And if you would like my help to get your ex back, you can contact me at theartoflove.net/coaching and we will send you the rates. They are not on the website. If you found this video helpful, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. If you're listening to this as a podcast, also be sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes. And finally, remember, love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.